And, you know, something I wanted to add to the video right quick before I even do it is, you know, I check my comments all the time. I know you guys don't have the best view of me, but this is the best as it gets right now. But I always check my comments because I care about my fans, unlike a lot of people, and I'm not going to, you know, say names, but also I, you know, just a bird, but, you know, not like anyone ever else. Like, I always have cared about my fans, my audience, anybody that watches. I've heard their input, whether it's criticism that they think is criticism, whether it's about me getting wrong information, whether it's positive things, whether it's negative things. No matter what it is, I always listen. I always see comments. I always try to keep up as best as possible. And it's something that I always pay attention to. It's something that, you know, it's important to me because I actually care about the stuff I do. And I enjoy the stuff I do. So, you know, you know, unlike a lot of people that do YouTube and just do it and they don't really care, I actually do. And not just YouTube, but all the content related to Legendary Grind Entertainment. But, you know, that's why, you know, people don't understand the type of stuff I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say they don't understand that type of stuff. It's not just about what I've talked about like, you know, being in, you know, the chairman of Legendary Grind Entertainment, the president of Legendary Grind Entertainment, but also the very fact that, you know, just doing everything. Gaming, music, movies, TV shows, just documentary, all kinds of stuff. Whatever's in Legendary Grind Entertainment. All that stuff is exactly what I'm talking about. There will never be another ZXinfinite, the homie ZX710. There will never be another me to do what I do in Legendary Grind Entertainment. There will be never another me, another Zach like me. And, you know, that's just what it is. And, you know, it sucks because it's just, but that's what it is. You know, every human's different. Everybody's different. And I want to pass the torch. And I was thinking JJ Orange. I was thinking Dawn. But seriously, I just don't know who else can do the things like I do it. And I see, when I see these people and the people I'm around, it was going to be even Alpha Shadowhawk back in the day. The inactive gamer tag in 2016, 2017. He was going to be like a predecessor. He was getting mentored and all that, and he was going to be the next, like, when I retire, he'd still have at least, like, 10 years or whatever, or 5 years or whatever he might have, because, you know, he's a little bit younger than me, not by a long mile, but he can still, you know, I'll retire by the time, you know, and he's doing the stuff that, you know, Origins Alliance was, trying to do back in 2016, 2017, which was like 7-8 years ago, so I don't know why he's trying to do it now, but which is really, really, really weird because no one really cares about all that stuff now, but I mean, that's what he wants to do. So if it gives him something to do, even though he's almost a whole decade late to it, then it is what it is. And then once he realizes that and has to buy out his entire audience and with bots and all of that, because he's not getting the views that he thought he would because he's late, and I said he was late, and I told him he was late, and I guess he just didn't want to accept that, and now that, you know, it's been going on for years that he was just too late, and he just doesn't know how to work it, he's just uploading gameplays, and not even Call of Duty. He just gave up on Call of Duty and the grind on that and played other games besides Call of Duty, because he eventually realized that wasn't the move. This video isn't about that, but it needs to be said in this video, and he just didn't understand that it's not time for that, and to be stuck in the past, not just about the drama that he's done with me, but just to be stuck in the past of stuff that was relevant then and was interesting to people then and that people cared about then. He doesn't realize that trends happen, people change, what people like change, Call of Duty can change, all types of stuff change, and he's just stuck in 2016, 2017 with what was popular then and what was trending then. He was still doing that then. You know, he's not realizing that people do not care about that anymore. And we lost a lot of people due to COVID, so, you know, rest in peace to all those people and all that. There are freaking chickens out in the open. How do they not leave? Anyway, and freaking just, it's at a time now where, you know, and of course, you know, he's getting help from other people. He's not doing it himself. He says he does, but I mean, it's obviously very clear that he doesn't do it himself. And knowing him, he doesn't do it himself. But, you know, that was supposed to be the predecessor that I was going to pass the torch down, because I just don't care about Call of Duty. I would still play it, of course, and I would grind it, you know, with him if it was, you know, a thing. But he just absolutely, you know, he 2017, he just said nope and just did whatever he did then. They're working on this car now. I wonder what they're doing. 98. Okay, looks like a Cali license plate. That's pretty lit. I pass by this car every single time. But anyways, back to it though. Like, a lot of people don't understand the whole thing, because there's so much that goes into it. And unless you're doing all the stuff that I'm doing, there's no comment to be made. Unless you've done what I've done, unless you can fill my shoes, there's no comment to be made. So, like, even if it's a comment, no matter what it is, even if it's someone's opinion on what I do, no matter what, it's non-existent to everybody, because I've done so much that, you know, I can spend an entire video talking about, and I still wouldn't even be able to talk about every event and talk about everything. Some of the stuff I won't even be able to remember in one video or one go. So, you know, it's that, but it's so much things that I've done for, you know, myself, other people, and just in general, a lot of stuff. And that's why I'm taking the time to do this right now. It's because I care about this stuff, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, YouTube's, you know, whatever, and I do Twitch now, and this and this and that. No matter what, I'm still going to use YouTube. FYI, I meant to say Twitch. On Twitch, you can't do specific things, but I said YouTube. So every time I said YouTube, until the point where I say, unlike YouTube, you can only do specific things, I meant to say Twitch. Because you can't, this is a whole nother thing, but you can't save live streams on YouTube. You can't save videos on YouTube. You can post stories or whatever. You can do a couple things. But YouTube does it in such a specific, great way that I love, that I've been using for 12 years, ever since I first became a content creator and first started making content on the platform and uploading content. Twitch doesn't have all that. And I know that probably Twitch is the main rival besides Kick to YouTube, but, you know, I just use all platforms, but I mainly use YouTube for the reason that it's just, you know, I have all the experience too. So, you know, obviously with most of my life as experience on YouTube, when people are telling me, oh, this is how this goes, and, you know, this and that, you're breaking the rules and going against community guidelines, and it's like, what do you mean? You're saying that to me? Especially from people that I've put on the platform, like Joshua, for example, or Alpha Shadowhawk the clone. You know, when I make people's careers and they're telling me how stuff works, that's when you definitely know that they're not going to be successful whatsoever unless they get free handouts and, you know, everything given to them like they've been their whole life and they get lucky, whatever. It is what it is, you know. But in general, they could have so much done, so much more done, and the potential's insane for this. But, you know, it all depends on you know, what happens there. Wee, bouncy car. Okay. But yeah, you know, it sucks, and I look at all the other people that could be, you know, potential candidates for, you know, me passing the torch down and them being the next, you know, person of Legendary Grand Entertainment, the next CEO, the next chairman, the next president, and they don't fit the credentials, and that's no offense to them, obviously. I'm just being real. They do not fit the credentials that, you know, not just that, but they're gonna do stuff differently. And, you know, maybe no matter what, sometimes that's what just happens and might have to. That's like the one thing that there's only gonna be one me. And after, you know, my last year that I'm on Earth in this universe and all that, that's when, you know, it's never gonna be the same. And maybe I'll pass the torch to one of them anyways and just pass the torch. I think that's probably what I'll do. But, you know, really, if that's if they keep it alive. If they really want to do stuff for Legendary Grand Entertainment and they want to do whatever after my last year here, but they can do that. But if they, you know, the thing about that is if they freaking do that, the only downside to all of that is I just want it done right. Like when Walt Disney passed away.
Don't you think that things would be
like any different? Hold on, edit that out. I'm trying to think right now what I'm trying to say. I can't think. Things get different when the original owner that created the whole thing passes away. That's just what's going to happen. That's human life. Everybody's human, and everybody lives and, you know, passes away. That's what it is. That's just how life goes. It sucks, but it is what it is. And, you know, things obviously have been different since Walt Disney passed away. Things have been different for Marvel since Stan Lee passed away. You know, just for a couple of examples of two things that I love and two brands / franchises / people that I, you know, enjoy and that I watch and that I love, after they're gone, that's, you know, it's a completely different story. And, you know, it is what it is. But if they choose to keep Legendary Grand Entertainment alive, I would very much love that. But I just got to find that person. If no one ever wants to do anything for Legendary Grand Entertainment, and I don't find that person to pass the torch to and you know, give it to a predecessor and give it to the next chairman's president, then, you know, Legendary Grand Entertainment had its run, and that was that. There's only one in history that is the absolute best that everybody loves, that it's everyone's favorite, and everyone agrees it's just the very best thing that ever existed. Anybody that knows about Legendary Grand Entertainment loves it. You know, so it really is just, it's just that. If people end up not liking it, then it is what it is. It's fine. But, you know, it's just the fact that, you know, if Legendary Grand Entertainment story stops after, you know, I pass away, then, you know, that's just the story of when I was alive with it. It'll still always forever remain, no matter what. You know, as long as anything's existing in the universe, it will still exist and it's forever. But, you know, if I pass away, then it's just, you know, a lot of things will stop. But it'll still exist. It'll still be around. It'll still be here. I know there's people going to be making videos about it. I know there's people going to be talking about it, whether it's good or bad, whether that video is talking badly or good on Legendary Grand Entertainment for reasons or not, or for excuses. No matter what, it still causes an impact. It's still something that people pay attention to. When you talk about me, you talk about Legendary Grand Entertainment. I've said it before. When you talk about Legendary Grand Entertainment, you talk about me. So, anytime you talk badly about me, you talk badly about Legendary Grand Entertainment. You talk good on me, you talk good on Legendary Grand Entertainment. So, you know, for any of that going on in the future, if anybody does that and say badly about me, even when I pass away, well, specifically when I pass away, then that's their choice. You know, if that's what they want to do, you know, life's going to be life to them. And, you know, there's no excuse to be negative. There's no reason to be negative. It's unreasonably, irrationally unintelligent and illogical. You know, there's no serious purpose for all of that. So it really just ends up being just people just jealous, envious, or just, you know, mad, sad about things that they shouldn't even be emotional about. If they say they don't care, then why are they emotional about it? This is something I said before. Either you don't care or you hate something and you feel emotional about it. You either care enough to feel anything for it, or you don't care and you don't feel anything about it. So if you don't like something, you feel something about it. That's just how things work. So yeah, that's just one thing that I wanted to say for this video to start things off. I know it's like 15 minutes I gotta edit, but it's just something I wanted to let you guys know, because it's just that important to the overall grand scheme of things, and really just the overall, you know, overall things. It's just something that people need to know to understand the reason why I respond to every comment like this, or the reason why I say something like this, because a lot of people obviously are gonna, you know, see things not how they are, and that's alright. Some people, you know, judge a book by its cover too, like me, and that's alright. Some people just, you know, judge, and that's how people are gonna be. It's obviously not alright for some of these things, but what I'm trying to say is just that's how people are gonna be, and everybody's different, and not everybody's gonna like the same thing or dislike the same thing. So everybody's been through different experiences, and not everybody's been through the same thing. And you know, that's that, and that's just life. So you know, I'm gonna keep doing whatever I do, no matter how people see it, because you know, I'm a businessman. I know exactly what I'm doing. Freaking Legendary Grand Entertainment, you know, the purpose of it is more than you think. That's what that live stream is. You know what? I'm gonna put that link at the top of the description on this, just so people get and understand how important it is for these types of things, because it is completely, you know, I feel like misunderstood of what, you know, the whole reason why it's a thing. And it really is not hard to understand, but you know, some people just don't understand it worse than others. But it is what it is. That's what they choose to do. So there's that. I'm done with the intro. Enjoy the video, people. I just woke up, but I love this comment. I love this comment because this is the type of reminders that these are the people that do exactly what this dude commented. This dude has so much free time on his hands that he made an account to basically talk trash. He made an entire account just to say a few freaking words with no sound, just to say something random, because he don't understand, she don't understand, whatever it is. Those types of people, they don't understand what it is to get here. Forgot to say this point earlier in the video, but I meant to mention the fact that they have 0 followers. You'll see it coming up, but 0 followers, 0 following, and they just so happen to scroll on Reels and find my account with a burner account, and just so happen to appear in my account. I don't think that's how this works. I don't think that's... You can't make it any more obvious that you purposely went to my Instagram to say that. You can't make it any more obvious than that. Let's just be realistic here. Come on. You're not fooling nobody. I know that little gamer group, you know, has their little thing that they got going on, and they think they can, you know, do whatever they want and get away with it. And, you know, perfectly, you know, execute everything. They don't even know what execution is. They don't even know what perfection is. They see their favorite YouTubers and gamers and all that, and they think, oh, I can do that just because they watch it, because that little gamer group are just gamers. That's literally all they are, including Alpha Shadow Hawk the clone, taking out Alpha Shadow, so Hawk now with 2Ks, whatever, stealing it from X Deadlies, you know, just for an example. I'm sure this is one of the people in that little gamer group of theirs, including Razorwire and probably, I wouldn't doubt, JJ Orange.
the unsuccessful randoms that will continue to be unsuccessful as long as they exist in a group, as long as they are what they are. And as long as they continue to act like this, like children, and they're from adult age to frickin' the 50s or whatever. I don't know how old they all are, but neckbeards, and I've seen a couple of them, and one of them being frickin' some horse on a profile picture that's a Fortnite literal kid. Like, where are the parents? Sometimes when you're on the internet long enough, you see some very disappointing and disturbing things, and I definitely have seen that in that little gamer group. Anyways, moving on though, because I think my point is pretty pointy.
They just, you know what they do is they just, you know, they go to school and they don't like school, and then they either drop out or, you know, they graduate or whatever, and then they just go work a fast food or a normal job, and then that's their life, and then that's that. That's that. They don't understand what it is to be a CEO or a manager of a business or high position thing. And they all they think about is money. It's all about money. You know, they don't think about the bigger picture and the actual entirety of things. They don't think about like what to do with the money. They just like, oh, let me spend it all on video games, V-Bucks. Let me go spend it on this and this and that. You know, they don't realize the type of stuff, because, you know, they might be good at one thing, but I'm good at so many things to the point where I'm doing all those things. I don't see anybody else doing the stuff I'm doing, especially on YouTube or anywhere else, as much as I'm doing. And so I see all these comments and I'm like, or comments like this sometimes. I'm just like, yep. And you sitting from the sidelines talking, and I don't see anybody, not on my level like this. Ain't nobody doing the same as I do. So until then, you want it a certain way? You want me to do something like that? Well, it ain't happening. You want to do it a certain way? Do it yourself.
Also forgot to mention the very fact that they remind me of Joshua, because he would repeat the same thing that hurt his feelings that I told him, which wasn't even negative or in a bad way. It was just like real life and just reality. And I would just tell him, like, hey, this is how this is going. Or the news that I asked him to hit a clip. Or the news when I kicked him from the clan. It's all the same reaction. Excuses, bitching, moaning, and crying. And it doesn't make any sense, because how can you be, especially as an adult now, still reacting that way? And it's not just that. The very fact that Razorwire's done the same things before, just like that, or just, you know, starting stuff over someone in my family, one of my siblings. And him and JJ Orange are talking, so you know obviously how that's going to go. And if somehow, some way that he sees this video, because he most likely is, because he's kept up, because that little gamer group always keeps up with what I do, because they're stans and fans. And there goes the cat going crazy, because I hit it on the nail every single time. You know, I just can't seem to miss. It is what it is. I'm like Deadshot and Hawkeye. But anyway, going back to the whole thing, it is just very odd that, you know, anytime anything involves him, he's just always there. But he says these things as if he doesn't care, or all these things, but then he's always there. So if you see this, what's going on, Dark Recursion, Razorwire? Because I'm sure someone's going to tell you about it. Maybe it's JJ Orange. Maybe it's freaking the Alpha Shadowhawk clone. Maybe it's anybody in that little gamer group. The fact that it's over video games, the very fact, that's all. That's all that needs to be known. And that's how you know what level these guys are at in life. Like, what level these guys are on as humans. It's almost like they're not even humans. They're like cavemen. And they're just on below the surface level, to the point where they're just Call of Duty zombies. That's what I call them. Straight up just zombies. That's what I've called the Alpha Shadowhawk clone. Because you can't just be an inactive name from 2016, 2017, and then continue to use it, and then continue doing stuff that Origins Alliance was going to do back in the day and think it's going to work nowadays. Like, how slow do you have to be? But it's not even that. The fact that he's trying to do it nowadays and say that I'm wrong, and then make all these fake accounts, and then, you know, start all this drama in this little gamer group and stuff, and have to literally buy his viewership because no one's watching the stuff that should have been uploaded years ago when people actually cared and people actually played the game. But yeah, apparently that's just not clear and obvious. So now that he realizes that I'm right, he's buying his bots. He's using fake accounts to comment. It's just, how is this? How is no one seeing this? This is hilarious. This is straight comedy. This is better than stand-up comedy, if anything. But I don't just mean Dark Recursion and Razorwire. Anybody really in that little gamer group usually tends to respond, or tends to just out of nowhere just to comes back and then says something, but never makes a video. A while back, and recently, I will upload that soon, I've brought up the very point that if I did something wrong, make a video about it, record it, screenshot it, evidence, documentation, paperwork, anything, any way, screen recording, screenshots, anything that you can show me that I've made a mistake before August 2024, I'm down to talk about it now. Now I'm ready to talk about it. You know, it took some time to get to this spot, but if there was something so bad that I did, and you want to waste time going to comments, going to this or that, go to my messages and call. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. Let's stream it. Let's record it in one way or another. If you don't want that, you want it to be a private conversation, we could do that too. But if it was that bad, that little gamer group or anybody else can do that, and we can solve things right then and there, and we'll get somewhere, at least in some way, shape, or form. Because the way that everything's been going, y'all are just going to keep coming back and repeating the same cycle. Eventually, it's going to drive them insane, because, you know, the definition of insanity. Eventually, they're going to get bored. Eventually, they're going to want to do other things. But it depends on also their mental state, too. If they're not right in the head, obviously, they're going to, you know, continuously do these types of things. And, again, over video games. For what? Where's the morals? What is your purpose and meaning for it? And who are you to even say anything like that? To compare yourself to me, or even say anything, you know, in comparison whatsoever. I'm forever leagues above all of these people. There is no comparison. There's just nothing there. So the very fact that they're making fake accounts and continuously doing this, and then, you know, continuously doing things that no one on the internet apparently sees as bad or problematic. No one on YouTube sees as bad or problematic. So either I'm blacklisted, or they're paying those higher-ups to just hide it, or just to blacklist me, or something of the sort. Because obviously this is clearly the stupidest thing existing right now, is the fact that that situation's happening. That's the stupidest thing existing. And all of those channels that should be removed off the platform, those are the stupidest things existing. So no matter what happens to my channel, or Legendary Grand Entertainment, or me, or anything of the sort, I just can't lose. I just don't lose. But that's a whole situation in itself. I'm just trying to go in this situation and talking about it, because these very same people are the problem that are ruining experiences for other people, and for all those other people, they're also ruining it, and, you know, making them, basically steering them off YouTube to go to Twitch, to go to anywhere else to watch things and to enjoy themselves. Shoot, they probably might not even use the internet because of these people that YouTube's doing nothing about. YouTube's just sitting back and letting this stuff happen. I've asked them, I've talked to them about all this type of stuff, and nothing's been done. But going back to everything, the repeating the same things over and over again, or just saying the same thing over and over again with no purpose, no exact, like, arguments, no exact points, just saying stuff because they're getting their feelings hurt over nothing. And it's not even any way that I'm talking trash. I'm just stating facts. And it is very odd how anyone can see that from anything but criticism if you maybe break it down to the minimum of things and you break it down completely. But when I deconstruct stuff that they say, that's when they get emotional, and that's when they start hating, and that's when they start, you know, doing all this, which this little gamer group has been hating since as far as I can remember. And then now, recently, I don't know how recently, I think 2018 probably is when they recruited Joshua, which is such a sad sight to see. And the fact that he chose to go around those people show me how unsuccessful that he wanted to be. He really didn't care about YouTube. He really didn't care about careers. He didn't care about anything except losing. And unfortunately, that's what that whole group is doing, because they don't care about winning. They don't care about getting stuff done. They don't care about work, because they haven't done any of those things at all. None of them.
Don't got all the time in the world to hold your hand and to do all the things you want. You want to do it so bad, do it yourself. If you can't do it, you're gonna come to me, you're gonna come to daddy, then, you know, you do what you do in your free time. I don't got no free time. I don't spend no free time. So you can spend all the free time you want. You can spend all that. But I ain't got no free time like that. I don't got time to make no fake account. I don't got no time to do all that. So, you know, you can keep talking from the sidelines. You know, have your fun with it. So, yeah. If you want a tutorial on how to waste your life and time and energy away, and when you're insecure, and you can't do anything in life and socialize, so you anonymously talk online and make fake accounts to post comments to say how you feel, and you obviously don't do the research, and then misunderstand things and misconceive things and not know anything about what I'm doing, then this is how you do it. Take my advice and just don't use your free time to do this. Don't use your freaking free time to do this. There's so much more than freaking video games of life, but these comments, these are those same people that see video games and they just want to spend their entire life on it and their lifetime savings. So, you know, that's what they want to do. And one last piece of advice before I finish this video. If you want to tell me things that are just so important, like this comment, they're just so important to tell me, right? Hit me up in my DMs. Send me a message. If you can't do that, if you can't bring yourself to that, there's no conversation to be had. They just so happen to be on a burner account and just so happen to come to my post with that. I've been helping people since day one, before the whole content thing. I've been helping people. I've been doing things for myself. I've been doing things for other people. I've been doing way too much to have people respond like this. And now I get it. Those people that are talking to me like that, I didn't help. But I did give advice earlier in this video. And that was like, what, 30 minutes ago or something. And then now I'm getting these new replies. And it's confusing me a little bit. So you know what? I'm going to do something they won't do. And go outside. Oh yeah, sunlight. Oh man. This feels good to be here. Oh yeah, this is what I like. Got my Rockstar punched. Fruit punch. I didn't know there was a punch thing. This thing got 240 milligrams of caffeine in it. It's crazy. So, why don't I take a look at what they told me? Because I already just said the couple of things they just said. But let's go ahead and take a look at what they really said. So he's just like flapping his gums and yapping and fucking saying whatever. And I'm just like, is that from a song or something? Like, that's not anything related to the video, but what the freak am I looking at? Like, what is the comment? So I'm like, you made a whole account just to say that? Someone spent an entire, like, it doesn't take much to make an account, alright? But still, the fact that someone put effort, dedication in making an account just to say some nonsense because they mad, jealous, or envious, which I don't really care. But, like, how do you care? Like, how are you that much of a virgin? How much pussy do you not get to care about it so much? And not just that. But how much free time you're willing to spend, all of that free time, to comment that, knowing that my messages are open. And I've said it for a long time. And like, people will continue to be in my comments because, you know, they too scared to go to the messages. They know they can't keep up or nothing. Because that way they can look at it anytime. And they don't have to, you know, when they do it directly, they under pressure when they talk to me. Because they know that I'm not someone that puts up with some stuff when you ain't got nothing to say. And I tell you about it, I confront you about it. And then it's all different. It's not even like save that energy. It's like save that energy for the messages. Like, that's just messages, bro. Like I said, the way I prefer it, the way I say to do it is just call and let's debate. If it's about some real stuff. But if you're going to talk about, like, trying to make fun of the video, okay. What, like, who's laughing? Ain't nobody see your comment like that. Ain't nobody spend their time to look at your comment and be like, dang, I agree with that. Ain't nobody Like, the only people that do that are, like, install Fortnite and play that, man. Ain't nobody give it, like, what? So I was like, freaking, you just another one that don't understand this or know how to do this. Because you got time to make accounts. It sounds like you know how to make no money because you got that down. You don't know how to do this. You got that down for sure. And it ain't even about money, but like it's usually the brokest people who get mad at people that get money. And it's not even that, like, just in general, like, it's not even a hard thing. They act like they get mad at people that get money and they act like they can't do anything. Like they're so insecure that they whack off to stuff on the internet, you know, and do stuff with themselves, but not talk to a female. And then they're all fighting and stuff, and fighting more males and fighting more freaking dudes because they not getting no freaking pussy. If you think that's tweaking, you definitely just overuse that word. A lot of people use words they don't know about. They just say it, you know. It's so weird because they're like all uneducated, illiterate, and just play video games, and that's all they do. That's literally all they do. And what I'm trying to figure out is, how is it so hard to be a man and get females and get money? How is that hard? And then as soon as they said this word, I'm like, okay, I know this is that little gamer group, because there ain't no way that people specifically use that word. So I know who it was at this point. So they're like, I'm just scrolling through reels on my burner account, making up some stuff, because it's like I know what you're doing, bruh. I'm so many steps ahead of you that you're so far behind that y'all couldn't even respond right away when I responded. I didn't even see your comment because I was probably sleeping or I was doing something else. I'm not on my phone all the time, you know. I'm not on social media 24/7 every hour of the day. I don't got that. I don't got that time. Y'all got that time to play video games as soon as you get home from school. Y'all got that time to play video games as soon as you get home from work. Y'all got that time to spend money on video games because you don't know what else to do with your money. You spend all them V-Bucks. Talk to girls in Fortnite. It's the only way y'all talk to females to begin with. Y'all can't do it in real life and socialize. And also, antisocial or freaking all of these disorders and stuff. And all these excuses why I can't socialize. Like, bro, go talk to a female. Just go outside. Talk to people. Get off the phone. Put that thing down. Go outside and, like, socialize, man. COVID ain't going on. Well, I mean, it's probably kind of going on, but it's not as bad as it was. So, like, go outside, bro. ain't nothing stopping you now. There ain't no mask. This ain't 2020. This ain't 2019. Nothing's stopping you. So, you know, you're using your time to do that. Take your time if you need to. If it's too hard to go outside, just stay on Fortnite. Play your little games. That's all good. All I'm saying is, if it was this important, or like if y'all bringing this much freaking dedication, effort, and energy and all this into it, go to my text message and call. But if you can't do that, what are you trying to prove? Like, for what? That's why I said for what. And then they call me insecure. They have the audacity to call me insecure with a private account. Their account's private. For a little bit, yeah, I had a private account. For a little bit, I had another private account. For a little bit, the homie ZXinfinite was a private account. But was it always private? Wouldn't matter anyway. Because that's not, there's no, like, so, you know, like, okay, whatever. But my account's been public. Not just that. Because you can change the settings to your messages and make them private and only make it to certain people that can text you. Which I did not do. My message has been open. So what's stopping you? Why don't you have the balls to just say it in text? In the chats. Well, I mean, I prefer a phone call. But, you know, some people don't got the balls to do that either. Especially not that. Texting, you know, they have to have a lot of courage to do that. But, like, to phone call, to Instagram Live, and talk, that's two things on its own. Like, who are they, though? It's freaking bright out here. I wish I knew how to do this before. I said, if you got a burner and you're using it for this. That should say where you're at in life and how much money you've seen in your hands. Parents buying your data? Text my DMs, or we both know you can't keep up with me. See you there. Because I was like, because I know he could have used the argument and been like, oh, well, I got a phone. But, like, he made a burner account on that phone. You know? He or she. I'm assuming he. Because usually they mad at how much females I get. So, you know, it's mostly a he. I haven't actually had a single she that's ever been like that, you know? So, I said, you got your settings private and your account's private, but I'm the insecure one. I said, go outside and socialize. You ain't saying none of that since. So I was like, well, you talking to me, and you trying to have a full-blown conversation in my comments, responding. If I hurt your feelings, well, you shouldn't be talking about something you don't know about. So I'm like, if you this invested, text my messages. Are y'all too insecure to text me? Y'all don't got the balls to do that? Y'all can't call me? So... So a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, oh, over Instagram or Instagram comment or this or that. Yeah, but I felt like making this video, so oh well. If you want to make a video about this, go make a video about it. If you don't want to, then don't. If you wouldn't have made a video, good for you. If you would have, good for you. That got nothing to do with nothing. That don't even matter to the whole thing. That's just an opinion, which everybody can have. That's cool, whatever. But y'all watching me. Y'all watching me right now. Y'all on my channel. Y'all looking at this. So no matter what, you know, I'm the one on the stage. I'm the one presenting. I'm the one performing. I'm the one here. Who else here? Where everybody else at? Exactly. Because there is no one doing what I do. There is no one who's down as much as I'm down. There is no one that's doing what I've been doing for, you know, 12 years straight in content-related things, but just 23 years. No one's been doing this, you know, for 3 years. Especially if you want to, you know, include the origin of LGE when I first, you know, made it. But, like, I've always had it, but I just never made it until 2021. Of course, no response after that. But next comment. I love this though. So he's saying, I got off work an hour ago. And you chose to have a burner account. The fact that you have a burner account, bro. The fact that you have time to have a burner account. What do you use it for? What do you use it for? Because you got nothing on that account. Obviously, you here for a reason. And yet, you saying nothing. It ain't even going out one ear and going out the other. Ain't nobody hear it. I don't hear it. Nobody else hear it. Because it's gone. I deleted all these. Saying that I'm getting mad about a stranger's comment. And I said, it took you 20 minutes to say that. 20 minutes it took him just to say that. Like, bruh. It took you 20 minutes to come up with that? Like, nah, you weird. And so I was like, yeah, you definitely from Kingman, Arizona. Because ain't no way. You are not from Cali. And I'm like, you a stranger to everyone. What you mean? What you mean bringing up the word stranger coming from you? You saying I'm tweaking? Did you ever look at your first comment? Because if I remember correctly, just flapping his... Like, what is he saying? Is he rapping in the comments? Like, what is that? I'm like, you too insecure to text my DMs. You get no back. Bye. Like... There's no time. I got no time to waste. I'm going to go back to doing what I'm doing. Deleted the comments. That's that. If he decides to keep commenting, I'm just going to, you know, let Instagram know. But that's funny. You know, because I get comments like that all the time. Where they try to, like, I don't know. They really, really, really try their absolute hardest. For what? Like, I don't know. It doesn't do anything. So it's like, how many years has this been going on? Y'all just go right back to doing drugs when you're done, And then, you know, right back to doing that whole thing, going in my comments. Right back to playing Fortnite, doing drugs, smoking, drinking, whatever. Freaking smoking weed, smoking vape. That solves all your life's problems, is just to hurt yourself. That's all that does. That's why they're called drugs. That's what all them are. Cigarettes even. Anything tobacco, anything smoking. Anything you smoke, obviously, is bad. The only thing that should smoke is if you're having a campfire, if you're freaking, you know, having fire, if you're using a stove, an oven. Those things, if they smoke, that's probably not a good thing. But, like, they burn stuff. Like, fireplace is probably the closest thing. That's natural, normal type of stuff. I like that type of stuff. But these people don't, because clearly they don't even go outside and even know what the frick reality is. They're so detached from reality. The only thing that they know is video games, Fortnite, and a 4-letter word I can't say on YouTube, I don't think. So, or this will gets age restricted. It starts with a P. Really, it's just funny. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why they're so fixated on what I'm doing. You know, like, I get it. If Fortnite's the same thing and it's a trash game and it's a boring thing every single season and every time you play it and now you're bored of it, or now doing the same drugs and different drugs is, you know, boring now. Now that y'all doing drugs and y'all just getting bored of it, now you just, you know, lashing out on people that you just really hate for what reason? I don't even know y'all. I don't even know. How do you hate someone you don't know? That's just illiterate and illogical and freaking unintelligent. Like, that's just the most unintelligent thing I've ever like nah. How you, like, what you mean? And then when I deconstruct what they're trying to say and all these, like, little points and arguments they're trying to say and all these invalid things, I look at that and I break it down, and then they just keep going, and they even do it worse. It doesn't make anything worse for showing people with actual, like, just humans this type of stuff, and people that, like, don't freaking be so fixated on things that are so unnecessary and showing it to the public. You know, it's just to show them that this is happening. These are real people that are doing these things. These people are doing this. This is what they are. This is who they are and what they're doing. And the funniest part is that on the topic of who they are, the fact that they hide on the internet. That's one thing about the internet that is so good for a lot of people nowadays, is it makes them confident because, you know, it's anonymous. It's you can't identify someone because they can just make an email and just make something. So that's the funniest part to me, is they have to hide behind that. They act all like gangster, they act all like this, they act fake persona, fake everything, like just like Joshua, Alpha Shadow Hot Clone. And just like that overweight dude, just like that little gamer group. They hide. And being a man, you do things yourself. Being a boss, you do things yourself. When you work for someone and you're a worker, you're not the boss, you do things for other people. But I'm a boss. And not just that, I'm a man. I do both of those things. I've done what I've been doing. Anything before August 2024, if there's anything before that you want to talk about, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. Call me on the phone. Hit my text messages up. Talk to me on messages. But if you cannot do that, go into my comments. You're not going to get nowhere. So if you want to do that in the comments as the same as your life and get nowhere, then continue going to my comments and continue doing that. That's all I got to say about that. I don't know. Because, like, there's nothing to say to this. Like, I don't know. Like, let me know what y'all think about this, but I'm going to go edit a video now.